welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal. Today I'm going to show you guys this really amazing pattern bundle that we have. So this is a winter pattern bundle, and let me tell you guys, this is half of it. I don't even think this is half of what is included. So there is a ton more patterns than this. You guys have a darker pattern set, and then you have this lighter holographic looking pattern. So what's really cool is they're all the same. So you have the darker set as well as the lighter. So what I did was I chose 4 of the patterns, and then I wanted to show you in both colors just to kind of show you what you guys have. Now what's really cool is you guys can print these in full sheets, and you guys can actually cut these with your Cricut. So all you need to get is this medium tack transfer that you guys can put on the bottom. Then you guys can still load this in your Cricut and you can cut things out. Or you guys can trim these down to size for projects like this. Or you can simply, say for example, if you guys have a Sawgrass, you guys could go right into Sawgrass Creative Studio and then set a custom size to just print out that area so you're not wasting a whole bunch of ink. So I was trying to decide which one I want to do. I didn't know if I wanted to do the lighter colors here or something a little bit more darker. I really do like the trees, and then I also like this little pattern here. So if you guys look at these right here, these 2 patterns right here combined, I think they're absolutely adorable, but I do think that I want to go with the darker set. Maybe we'll do this one right here. I do like the holly berry. So I've printed these on 8.5 by 11. So this is on sublimation paper. For you guys that are wondering, this is with a special sublimation printer. I'm actually using a Sawgrass SG500. So you guys can also do this with your Epson printers. So what we need to do is figure out about how big we need this to be. So what I'm going to do, and I need to avoid these little white pieces right here. So I'm going to go ahead and go in here where the design's at and just kind of figure out about how big I need this to be. So I'm going to kind of wrap it like so. And then I'm just going to take my pair of scissors here and I'm going to trim it down. You could definitely run it in a paper trimmer. So another thing that you guys can definitely do is take a tape measure, figure out the exact dimensions, and then just run it into your paper trimmer. So now I'm just going to fold it again and then figure out about how much of the top I want to get rid of. I'm going to do something about like this because I'm going to let mine kind of fold over just a little bit. So let's go ahead and trim off this excess right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Now I can go ahead and double check myself one more time just to make sure I didn't undercut. Once again, you could definitely use a paper trimmer, and you could also really get this precise. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over like so when I tape it down, because when we use our Subli shrink, it's going to just shrink right around. Okay, so let's get going. First step we need to do is remove this. This is a skinny can cooler, in case I didn't already say that. So this is going to hold either your skinny beers, say for example energy drinks, things like that. So these are really handy, and once again, you guys can personalize these. Now once I do this, I can actually even come back with some adhesive vinyl and add a name on here or a super cute quote. Or once again, if you guys are using, for example, Designscape, which is a free software that we have for you guys that are Plus members, you guys could edit this right there inside of the Designscape and add your names on here or those quotes right there. And that way when you print it out, it's all attached. Or once again, you could definitely apply adhesive vinyl afterwards. So the very first thing we need to do, once you remove this, we want to clean this with a lint-free cloth. This is going to remove those oils and any sort of debris. You definitely don't want to skip this step. You can use rubbing alcohol, but a lot of times I just use this lint-free cloth. So I'm just going to rub that. I'm trying to, you guys can see I've got my hand in here. I'm trying to keep my fingerprints off of it. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to get it in the center there. And I'm going to pull nice and tight. So you're going to pull as tight as you can without ripping your paper, obviously. And then we're going to get us a piece of tape to get us going. So I'm making sure it's super tight. That's very, very important. You need this to be gripped around this as tight as you can. If it's loose at all, you're going to end up with this washed out effect, which is kind of like ghosting a little bit. So definitely make sure that you have got that super duper tight. So same thing. When I come up here at the top, I'm making sure I'm super tight. I'm going to get it like so and then wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and start to tuck in my top. You guys can see that I'm doing that just like so. And then I'm going to get my bottom. So I'm going to come in here, pulling nice and tight. Go ahead and get that bottom there. So same thing. I'm just kind of tucking this around. Nothing perfect. because when I add that sub shrink, it's going to shrink around. Now I want to show you guys can order these specifically to fit whatever size, or you guys can get this universal one that's going to shrink around most sizes. Like this will fit your 20-ounce tumblers and things like that. I just wanted to show you guys there is different sizes, and I want to test this one out because I've had them in my drawer and I haven't used them, so I want to go ahead and use them today. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this guy around. All right, so we're just going to slide this, and what I'm doing is I'm making sure it's nice and center. So you guys can see that there, just making sure it's nice and center. So, you know, used to, we would think that we needed to use a heat gun to shrink this around. You definitely don't have to. Once you stick this in your convection oven, it's actually going to shrink around for you. And if you guys are using a tumbler press, you definitely don't have to use this. So let's go ahead and toss it in the convection oven. All right, so now that I've got it out of the convection oven, I don't know what I do with my heat gloves, but I highly recommend that you guys use heat gloves. So what I'm using is these towels here, and I'm just gonna take my pair of scissors quickly, because if you do this while it's hot, this stays nice and easy to peel off. If not, it starts to kind of harden a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and peel this off. You can also take like a little blade runner here and go down it just like so. Just don't go too deep. And then we're just gonna keep on peeling. Go ahead and trim right up here. All right, here we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna tear this paper so I can get this to work with me. All right, you guys can see that gorgeous gray. Isn't that pretty? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tear this off. So if you guys kind of can get yourself, you know, an area working from one side to the next. So once again, I can very carefully, without going all the way through here, kind of get me an area working like that. And there you guys have it. How adorable is this? I love the colors. And then with sublimation, when you print these, it's got that really nice gloss to it. But this gray is gorgeous, along with these different colors here that kind of fade throughout. It's almost like an ombre effect, a holographic, if you will. So now, once again, if you guys are more interested in the bright, vibrant colors, definitely check out the opposite version of this in those prints. Now, I will have this little tumbler linked down below for you guys in case you want to make your very own. You guys see once you put that beverage what it looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.